Well, hey, you guys. So if you're like me, you've probably seen a lot of self-care culture going around social media and on the internet. So whether it's your nighttime skincare routine that you see or self-care shopping day, people love to treat themselves. And listen, I'm here for it. I think it's great. And I say it every week on the show. But again, I want you to create a life you love. But don't forget the first part of that sentence, because that matters too. To take control of your money and create a life you love. And in order to create a life you love and have joy and have peace, again, you have to take control of your money first. And in the mindset of so much comparison culture, and especially when it comes to social media, it can be really tough to have some discipline when it comes to this. So today I'm sharing with you my financial self-care routine. So it may not involve splurging on a fancy face mask, but trust me, what's waiting on the other side is so much better. And stick around to find out what I mean. And at the end, I'll share one product that I do recommend you spend money on when it comes to financial self-care. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, I'm fine financially. I don't really need any self-care in that area. So first, if that's you, let's just look at some statistics and see if you relate to any of these. So 3 out of 4 adults say that they often or sometimes feel stressed when it comes to money. And as of last year, 34% of Americans say they either are struggling or are in crisis over the state of their personal finance. 49% of Americans say that they have at least $1,000 in savings, but 33% report having no savings at all. And these numbers just prove that money is a pain point for a lot of people. And over a third of Americans actually feel like they are in crisis mode. So did you know that research shows that we as people actually react differently in our bodies when it comes to a crisis? Now, some people may exaggerate their communication response, aka you might get short with your kids or your spouse or your friends. People may revert to instinctive fight or flight, aka maybe you might be avoiding a problem altogether. Maybe you dig yourself deeper into debt. Some people feel anxious and guilty, hopeless, even confused. Like you're just too embarrassed to even ask for help because you don't believe that, you can pay off all this debt. So I don't know about you, but those feelings I never want anyone to feel because it seems really hopeless. But listen, there's always hope, and a little financial self-care goes a long way. But before we get to the ultimate financial self-care routine, it's important that we're all on the same page about the basics. So if you know Ramsey Solutions, you know that we are all about getting out of debt. We're all about budgeting. We're all about having an emergency fund, investing in retirement, paying your house off early, saving for your kids' college, building wealth and giving, all of this. These are all in the baby steps. And it's something, again, it's a plan that we really do believe in. So that's kind of our philosophy when it comes to money overall. But once you're familiar with the baby steps and you're actively maintaining them, then it's time to level up with some financial self-care. So here are 5 crucial steps in my own financial self-care routine. Number 1, track your spending and be honest about where you need to make adjustments. So we have EveryDollar budgeting app. And so Winston and I, we do this. Almost daily, I'm looking at where we're spending our money, and our EveryDollar app is connected to our checking account. So every time we swipe a debit card, it goes into EveryDollar. That little bubble pops up. We click on it, and I drag and drop to whether it's Costco or groceries or Amazon or kids' school lunches, like whatever it is. I sit there and honestly track every part of our spending, which may sound crazy to some people. It does not take long. And again, to be able to maintain a budget, you have to know where you're spending. So if you've never done a budget, try it out. And also have a miscellaneous category. That's always one of my number 1 rules when it comes to budgeting, because stuff is going to come up throughout the month that you did not plan on. Buying wiffle balls for the kids this summer. We needed wiffle balls. I was like, oh yeah. And it's only like $12, but we are very intentional about where all of our savings go. So, you just throw some of that in miscellaneous and you're good to go. All right, number 2, keep savings in a high-yield savings account. So once you are in a place where you are saving up for an emergency fund, baby step 1, and or your fully funded emergency fund after you've paid off debt, a great place to put your savings is not just in a regular savings account at your bank. Look for a high-yield savings account. So with this, there may be times that, if you take too much out, there's some fees and all of that. So you really want to make sure that you know the parameters around your high-yield savings. This cannot be like your checking account, right? But if you put money in here, you're going to get more of a return. And so where traditional savings account is like 2%, if that, on like a good year, High yield savings accounts were going up to like 5-6%, like crazy amount. So make sure to put your savings there and let it build over time. Number 3, check on your investment progress. So I would say do this once a year. People that look at their investments every other day stress me out because the truth is the market is going to do this. And the goal for your investing is that it's long term. So whether it goes like this one day or this one day, it doesn't matter overall, right? Day to day, you let it go and then check once a year. And we sit down with our investment professional every January and look at it all. And even this last January, we actually changed some stuff of what we were doing, just some little tweaks here or there. But it's just good to look at an overall picture, but don't look at it all the time because it's going to freak you out and it's not worth that stress. Number 4, stay ready for tax season. So if you are someone that needs to keep receipts because you have a business or you have some different records that you want to keep when it comes to filing your taxes, make sure you're doing this because there can be so many write-offs. And then when it gets to April, you want to be able to take advantage of that, but you don't want to have to go and track everything down. So as the year is going, be thinking ahead and say, okay, what do I need when tax season comes? And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, the one product that I think is actually really worth it when it comes to your financial self-care is Financial Peace University. So this is our 9-lesson money course, and it walks you through the proven financial practices when it comes to building wealth. And it's really easy to sign up and get started, so I'll leave a link for you below. But part of financial self-care is learning. Continuing to put more in your mind, learning from people, seeing what other people are doing that are actually working with a long track record. And you know that's some advice that you can take. And that is Financial Peace University. And if you've never seen me walk through my paycheck routine, make sure to check out that episode because that's really going to help you when it comes to budgeting and all of this financial self-care. So remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.